Reform Anuku, let us quickly take a look at the first newspaper, which is the Nigerian Tribune. The banner headline there says, Inec withdraws recognition of David Mark-led ADC. Inec withdraws recognition of David Mark-led ADC. That's on page 8. All right. In that story, there is situations like deletes details from its portal, says it won't recognize any faction of party until court rules. That story you will find on the front cover of a lot of Nigerian national dailies. I just want to let you know. Still on the Nigerian Tribune this beautiful morning, CBN concludes banking sector recapitalization raises 4.65 trillion naira. APC woos Bala Mohammed. Atiku visits Kwankwa. So you find those stories on page 2. 30 students, teacher hospitalized over suspected gas leak in Ogun State. Page 16, that is where you find that story. Court vacates arrest warrant against PDP factional chairman Turaki. Kaduna Court to rule on El-Rufai's bail April 14. And of course, we have another story here. Tinubu visits just today, postpones Ogun trip. Unijust directs emergency evacuation of students as tension rises in Just. Mufuang meets Tinubu. And of course, we always look forward to this health section. Health is telling us this morning that excessive salt intake raises heart failure risks by 15%, according to report. All right. And we will also squeeze in another national daily very quickly, one more, so that I can hand you over to my team who are going to say one or two things. And that is Vanguard this morning. ADC setback for Atiku Obi others as Inec axes Mark Arigbeshola. I don't think Nigerians are, expect this from Inec. I mean, for me, it's a surprise because the issue of faction is going to take them 2 steps back. That is not what they should be talking about right now, except if they're able to fix it as quick as possible. Still on the Vanguard newspaper this morning, we have another story that says Wike Bala Mohammed at loggerhead over PDP APC. NNPCL targets 7 cargoes of crude oil supply to Dangote refinery. DSS detains El-Rufai. Court fixes April 14 for bail ruling. Fresh tension in Just as curfew relaxation triggers attacks. Trump moans withdrawing US from NATO. Easter, federal government declares tomorrow, Monday, public holidays. And that's basically the much we can take from the Vanguard newspaper this morning as I hand you over to my team, Mr. Clement Samson, and of course, Mr. Cyril. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Hello, Ify. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for carrying us across some of our days this morning. Good morning to you, Mr. Cyril. Good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning. All right, so very quickly, because we are out of time as it stands, yes, on all the 4 newspapers, the banner headlines are all about Inec withdraws recognition of David Mark-led ADC. The Nation newspaper carries it as Inec withdraws recognition for Mark-led ADC, NWC. Daily Trust, Inec stands, fuels opposition suppression claims. Very good. Now, I like it that Daily Trust has it like this, that Inec stands, fuels opposition suppression claims, that the APC is behind Inec's decision to remove Aregbesola and David Mark, National Secretary and National Chairman of ADC, off of the Inec portal. Okay, how do you see this? Is it truly APC behind? Because as far as we know, to an extent, Inec has explained itself that no, it just wants to maintain the status quo based on appeal court ruling. It doesn't want to.
Okay, the question here, the question we should ask, you don't just look up and say someone is doing this or that, the APC and all that, because I think we don't have any, I don't think we have any evidence to that, a clear evidence to that. But the truth is, INEC doing that, I don't know because the ADC is not just yesterday.
Mm.
Okay, really, why is it coming up right now? Okay, I think that's the angle where people are suspecting the APC
The
because
APC
Power
playing.
I believe they have
Yeah.
power play, they have all the networks,
Mm.
you know, and that's just it. And a lot of things are really even playing down in ADC too,
Yeah, exactly.
because you just don't look at APC. I think there are also some few persons who are also fighting, you
This
know,
one
and
too.
they are fighting the ADC themselves from
Mm.
the inside.
Yeah.
So you don't just look at out there. Any word that is coming from outside will be curtailed, but the one coming from the inside is more dangerous than what you expect.
Exactly.
So that just I think the ADC need to sit up, and because this is the opposition party too is
Mm.
coming. The APC is coming with a big fight.
Exactly.
They should expect this. I don't think it should be a surprise package for them.
Exactly.
They should expect this because as soon as Konkoso declares,
then all of this started
you understand, and then was it the shift this morning. I think we'll get there. I think this morning, yesterday, there was a surprise visit to Konkoso. I will leave it there because I know we're going
Now,
into that matter.
even Bala Mohammed is
Yes.
on the verge of defecting.
Defecting,
Therefore,
and
I don't know what
there's a
is going-
blockage there.
Exactly.
There's a blockage that so there are a lot of shakings. I think it's the politics in Nigeria is getting more interesting.
Exactly.
I think,
And it is so worrisome to see that there is internal wranglings in the ADC.
yes.
Yes, because his name, Nafiu Gombe,
Yeah.
who was the former vice chairman of the ADC before the big wigs came into
Give
the
me
country.
the hijacked it or
They
something.
hijacked it. That they are the legacy members of the ADC, and David Mark should not have taken hold of the party the way he did, together with the likes of Eric Bishola. Well, this is still in court, and it's a pending matter as of now, and that's why INEC has said because of that, it would rather not recognize David Mark, neither recognize Nafi Gombe as heads of any of these factions in the ADC until a substantive decision is made. But now the ADC hangs in the balance. That's all we can say for now. But coming up next, it's the big story on Quest today. And this morning, we'll be going into further developments in the Jos crisis, the recent attacks in Jos. It has further escalated as of yesterday. So we'll be going into that. Join us on the big story show.